From the Homes for Heroes studios in Minneapolis, Minnesota, you are tuned in to Real Talk with Homes for Heroes. Here is your host, Seth Jessica.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Homes for Heroes. I'm your host, Seth Jessica, the Emerging Media Manager at Homes for Heroes. And on today's episode of Real Talk with Homes for Heroes, I have a very special guest, one of my favorite real estate agents to follow on social media, and one of Homes for Heroes' most successful real estate agents, Heather Hunter Kelly. Heather has been with Homes for Heroes since 2013. She is the broker owner of Texas Real Estate Executives in Longview, Texas. And year after year, Heather is one of Homes for Heroes' top performing real estate specialists. And actually, this year, Heather will also be speaking at Success Camp 2020 on how to become a ninja marketer. Welcome to Real Talk with Homes for Heroes, Heather. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hey Seth, I am so glad to be here. I'm excited to talk about marketing. It's one of my favorite things.
Yes. So right off the bat, you have a degree in marketing, correct?
I do.
You went to school for marketing. So there's a lot of things that I want to unpack today. I want to talk to you a little bit about your business and what you're doing down in Texas with Texas Real Estate Executives, and I want to talk to you a little bit about Success Camp 2020 because that is coming up real soon. I'm getting really stoked for it. And
me too. And y'all, we are in Texas this year. I am so happy. We are, it's going to be wonderful. San Antonio is going to be a blast.
It's a hop, skip, and a jump for you.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad of a drive, but most definitely I'm going to still feel like I'm on my home turf, and that's wonderful.
Well, I'm getting pumped for it. So there's a lot of things that we have to talk about today, and I want to be respectful of your time. But the one thing that I mentioned in the intro is that you're one of my favorite real estate agents to follow on social media. And when we were talking about this before the show and kind of talking about what we were going to talk about, I told you that wasn't just fluff for content or to, be overly polite or whatever, because that's truth. Like, you are one of my favorite real estate agents to follow. And here's why. I really struggle with my own personal social media. I struggle to find the time. I'm doing so much with video and podcasting and social media at Homes for Heroes that I struggle to find the time for my own personal use. But when I look at your social media, so I follow you, but I just tend not to engage because whatever. So I don't know if that qualifies me as creepy, but it's not intended to be.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine.
But one of the things that I really love about what you do on social media is you integrate you as a human being. It's not just you on social media talking about Texas Real Estate Executives. It's you talking about Heather as a human being, as a wife, as a mother, as a colleague, as a friend, as also a business professional. You find a way to integrate it all in together to really show who you are as a human. And I think that is so valuable in today's social media world, because I think what a lot of people struggle with social media is they just tend to focus on just being themselves as a business professional. They put up, home listings, or they talk about mortgage rates or whatever, and they forget that, hey, there's a human element to everything. So let me ask you, how did you come about with that approach to social media, and was that a little bit vulnerable for you to do that and integrate that all together?
Sure. It's always scary when you show someone like your true self, right? So when you don't hold anything back and you show your vulnerabilities. But the deal is that I don't think I could connect with somebody who didn't show me who they were. So when I meet clients, at least even when I was just a solo agent, when I would meet a client, I would establish a common ground or try to get to know them, have a connection with them that extended beyond just the purchase. Because, if people want to buy or sell a house, they can go to anybody, right, to get point A to point B done. And the difference they'll feel in the transaction, I guess, is the emotional connection they have with the agent. And by nature, I'm nurturing. I'm a mom, I'm a friend, and, I'm a wife, and I like to take care of people. So I guess some of that kicks in. But I gotta be honest, really, it also comes from boredom, okay? So this is the way I look at it. We are all salespeople, and this is what I tell my agents now too. When you go to buy something, when you go to look at something, as salespeople, we recognize when we're being given a sales pitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
and we recognize when someone is approaching us. I mean, be it cheesy, be it ultra professional. I mean, if the ShamWow guy came at you, you'd know it was a sales pitch. Or if like
Absolutely.
right? And so like, or if E.F. Hutton came to you with a proposal and gave it to you, you'd know it was a sales pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sinking the hook and snagging the client exists in the middle ground. So you relate to those clients as the person you are, and they'll relate to you, and that's how you build lasting relationships. At least that's my thought. So the approach, and why I decided to take that approach, is that I decided, you know what? I want to create residual business with my clients and with my agents and with my heroes, and let them know who I am. So just, here I am, warts and all. I'm prissy, I'm little, I'm southern, I make a lot of noise, but I'm also really nice. But if you vibe with me, then you're going to stay with me for a lifetime. And that's proven to be pretty successful in some of the repeat business that I've had. It seems to be, at least with my clients and with some of my agents, the connection always stays stronger if you're who you really are with them.
I absolutely love that. So many things you said that I love that what you just said. But if somebody connects with you and they vibe with you, they'll stick with you. And I think that's what we struggle with as business professionals, right? Like, we try to be everything to everybody, or we try to live up to everybody's expectations, right? And then we tend to really not connect with anybody, right? Because, as you said, when you come through a sales pitch or you come through not genuine, people can see right through that, right? But
Sure.
when you are genuine, you are true to who you are, and as through your social media accounts, or through I follow you on Facebook, but it shows you out in the community. It shows you out as a mom. It shows your humorous side, right? And that's not going to connect with everybody. There's not everybody that wants to know that, but like you said, it creates relationships for you, and the people that do vibe with you, they're going to stick with you, and that's a more sustainable, way to grow your business than try to be everything to everybody and be absolutely nobody to no one.
Absolutely. That's correct. Well, yeah, you're not everybody's cup of tea, right? And so there's some people that'll see my marketing and see what I do, and they think, oh, she gets on my nerves, and they don't listen to me. But then there's other people who really pay attention to it, and it opens up dialogue, and then we end up working together for a long time. But the same thing is true in the reverse. So when I'm out in talking to agents and interviewing agents to join my company, there are some agents that market and have a certain niche that doesn't appeal to me, and I think, you know what, it doesn't vibe with where I'm at, and so they don't get a position with my company. But then there's those that are kind of similar minded that do fit in well. So I think it really works both ways, but most important thing to remember is you're not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfectly fine.
Yes, I absolutely love it, and I think that it's definitely where I'm trying. So I'm just going to take a little page out of your playbook, because I'm trying to be more socially active on social media this year. That is one of my big goals. So I'm gonna take a page out of your playbook and try to show a more human side to me, and not just Seth, the emerging media manager at Homes for Heroes, because I think that's important. And
Yes.
I'm gonna encourage all of our audience that's tuning in to consider that, because we've done some episodes on Real Talk with Homes for Heroes about creating an emotional connection with your customers, and we've done some episodes on how to really build your personal brand. And I think what you just said really ties that all in together, is like, you are who you are, and you specialize in what you specialize, and stay true to that, and just you'll vibe with people and you'll connect with people. So I'm going to take a page out of the playbook, and Real Talk with Homes for Heroes audience, I would recommend that you take a page out of Heather's playbook as well. So
Well, I'll tell you, heroes sniff it out, though. That's another reason, if you want to, tying being who you are with Homes for Heroes. I don't know if you've picked up on this, but our law enforcement, firefighters, particularly, even our nurses and our healthcare professionals, they can sniff out when someone's not being genuine in a heartbeat. And if you want to get in with
absolutely.
those groups and you want to establish those connections with them, at least how it proved for me. Like I failed at some things. I tried some ultra professional ways to enter into the market with Homes for Heroes. But I tell you what, I got more reaction and more, I guess what I would call play off of me showing up with a snow cone truck with a t-shirt on, hanging out the door, talking to him, being myself, versus me trying to sponsor some big event and be all ultra professional. I got more interaction and more business off of that, and also built more trust with those groups. And if you can be yourself and build trust with the groups that way, then you're also able to ensure that you'll get more. I mean, they refer like crazy within themselves. So it's better for you.
Right. Because anybody can, do a transaction, right? I mean, anybody can do that. It's just a matter of like, how are you differentiating yourself and how you're creating your relationships and maintaining those relationships and providing customer service. And it all starts with the relationship, right? And then, once you've earned that trust and you've established that trust and, you are providing them that service, the transaction comes. And that's an important piece of it. And it's how we make money. But it's those beginning steps which are really build the foundation to anything that's going to come after that transaction. So, and the ice cream truck, so I've seen that, and I know that, so I've followed your, I don't know how you want to call it, I don't really know the best way to call it, but like your group down in Longview, Texas. So the Homes for Heroes group that's been down in Longview, Texas has been around since, you've been with Homes for Heroes since 2013. I think that the program was adopted down there by Kenneth Travis, your lender, a little bit before that. But
Yes.
I've actually talked to Kenneth several times. Just a great, first of all, just person. Second of all,
Is he
business
though?
professional. But he's also a Marine veteran, correct? He's a Marine.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct. Yes.
But getting to my point, as this is a very roundabout way of doing it, but you guys have done a lot of things down there in the community to have fun that has been spotlighted on social media. I mean, it's not just you guys having heroes holding up checks, although you do post that to social media. I mean, there are things that you're doing out in the community where it is the mobile barbecue or grill that you go throughout the community, or the ice cream trucks. I mean, you're doing really fun and maybe guerrilla marketing tactics that don't really necessarily require social media. It's just you going out into the community, doing fun things for the hero community, and then putting it up on social media. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, and we've had some event, we really should, when we first started, we just posted the highlights. I think we would post now probably some of the things that went wrong, and that probably would get some attention too when it was out there, because I tell you what, I'll tell you a secret about that ice cream truck that I haven't let out before. It was a wonderful event, okay? But we went down to City Hall, the police station, the chief of police let out a training class to come out and get ice cream or snow cones, I'm sorry. And we just had a great time. But what I didn't show you was when we were in the van, it ran out of gas. And it ran out of gas so bad that we all went outside and started shaking it, trying to get a little bit of gas to get to the gas station. It didn't work. And see, I thought that was going to be the worst part of it. But no, we ran out of gas in the Remax real estate brokerage parking lot. So in my competition's parking lot, I ran out of gas. And I'm out there trying to promote Homes for Heroes and shaking this truck and doing all this. And, you guys just see the highlights that we put out there. We should put some of that bad stuff out there too, because really it's funny thinking back on it. At the time, I was humiliated.
Some of that behind the scene content can be pretty viral, especially if it would. I would have paid a little bit of money to see a bunch of people shaking a truck to try to get gas in it.
Oh, we were. We were like, shake it really quick. Hope nobody peeks outside. Yeah, but we got out of there. But no, I mean, I don't know. It's little things like that, and even doing the outside of the box things and posting them. I don't know. It makes our profession so much more fun. Real estate can be stuffy.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, not that I'm a real estate professional, but I do work for a real estate company. But I think it's, anything with any type of business. If you're selling mattresses, mattresses, come on, how fun is that? It's not. But there's so many ways that you can be innovative and just have fun with your business. And you do such an amazing job of bringing a fun side to it, bringing humor to it, and bringing the human element to it. So I absolutely love it. How about we talk about your business, Texas Real Estate Executive. So tell me about your brokerage, Texas Real Estate Executives. You founded Texas Real Estate, well, you started off as a real estate agent in 2012, is that correct?
Actually, I've been licensed since 2007.
2007, okay.
Yeah.
And then you founded your brokerage
2 years ago. Yeah, so in 2018, we opened the doors in January, and we have just experienced crazy growth. In the span of 2 years, I think we started off with 7 agents, and now, I think at the end of the day, there's probably 56.
Okay.
And yeah, for our area, plus, well, we have offices not only in Longview. So I also have offices in Wichita Falls. Another one of our affiliates, wonderful lady, Kim Roark. She is in my Wichita Falls office.
Oh, really?
So she has she's one of my agents, and she is just blowing and going out there. She does wonderful things for the program too. But yeah, we've expanded like crazy. This is something that I'll tell you, I had thought about my own brokerage for years and just never thought it was the right time. But an opportunity came around and I couldn't say no. And so I decided to kind of lean into it and throw myself in 100%, and hopefully my vision would take off. And it seems to have. We just operate, part of it, I will tell you too, had to do with Homes for Heroes, because even in the other brokerages that I was with before I opened this company, they weren't always supportive. And that was really hard for me, or they were supportive at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And then they started to see, what the sacrifice was on the agent's part. And then the broker would see that there was a sacrifice on his or her part as well. And it didn't really jive with them. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, that wasn't good with me. I wanted to create an environment to where if my agents chose to participate in the program and wanted to give back, that they knew they would have full 100% support, no matter what. You're never going to hear, no, never mind, I've changed my mind. Because it was important to me, so I wanted to make it available if my agents wanted to do it too. So,
okay.
I hope that answered your question.
No, absolutely. So you basically were you've been running your brokerage for the past 2 years, and that was 10 years that you were operating as an agent under another brokerage.
Yes.
And you decided to take the leap. So tell me a little bit about that. Obviously there's a lot of benefits to you. It's you taking your business to the next level, becoming the broker owner. But tell me a little bit about that journey. Was it those 10 years prior to becoming a broker owner, was it, something that you always knew that you wanted to do? I know that you had a little bit of, you needed a little bit of faith to take that leap, but is it something that you always aspired to do, or is it just because that opportunity came along that you're like, you know what, I just need to do it and take that leap?
Honestly, I've always known I wanted to do it. When I entered into this profession, I knew that real estate was where I wanted to be. Probably after 1 or 2 transactions in, I was like, yeah, one day I'm going to have my own company and do things the way, not necessarily the way I guess the way I want them to be done, but I didn't really have a clear vision of how I wanted to do things when I first started. But after 10 years in the business and 10 years of experience, 10 years plus of experience, I really kind of formulated how I wanted that to go. So when there were a couple of years there where I was kind of, we all have that internal struggle where you're thinking, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to take the world by storm. I am ready to throw the doors open and just go out and open my company and do what I want to do. But I talked myself out of it, kind of psyched myself out a little bit. I thought, okay, well, you're not accomplished enough. You can't do this. And I'm a very achievement-oriented person, okay? I am very much, I may not be type A on some things, but achievement and goals, that's definitely something that is ingrained in my psyche, okay? So I thought, okay, well, when I do this, I'm going to do this right. I'm just not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. But finally, I will tell you, I made a lateral move. I thought I needed a change to grow. So I left a brokerage and went to another brokerage thinking, okay, this is what I need to keep me satisfied. But I just still had that unrest in my spirit. Like I couldn't sleep. Like it wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. And it seems like God or the universe brought this opportunity to me. And finally, I just let go and said, you know what? You've been fighting this for a couple of years and it is right there in front of your face. You're either going to take it or you're not. And I just said, okay, and jumped in. And it's been the best thing that I've ever done.
So
it's been fantastic.
let me ask you, are you familiar with the imposter syndrome? Or the...
No.
Okay. So there's an imposter syndrome that's, I don't know, it's a term that people use for business or for entrepreneurs or people who aspire to do something more in their career. They have this, they develop this, I guess, this voice in their head that they're telling themselves that they're being an imposter, that they don't really have the authority or the experience or the knowledge to take that next step. And it's what they, that second voice is called that imposter syndrome. And just saying that you don't really hold the authority to take that next step. And obviously you did have that authority and you did have that experience, you do have that professionalism, and you do have that ambition to do more with your career. But I guess what I'm wanting to ask you is that something that you were kind of suffering and taking that next step, was that kind of that voice in your head saying, I don't know if this, you knew you wanted to do it, but I don't know if I'm the right person or if I'm in the right place. Was there a second voice in your head kind of holding you back?
Oh, sure. You know, our industry is so competitive and we get so lost in the grandstanding and everything else. And, you know, real estate agents and brokers always want to establish their dominance position. So you would hear all of these things, and I thought, man, you know I've done well, but am I really good enough? Like, and I would struggle with it. I really would struggle with it. And, you know, it finally took a little bit, I'm just going to say divine intervention, because that's what it was, to make me get out of my own head, because I was stuck there for a while, and I was, you know, what is it, paralysis by analysis?
Yes. Yes.
I was stuck there, and I would analyze my own behavior, and I would think, man, you know, maybe I'm not as good as this. I don't look as professional. I don't sound exactly like these people. You know, I'm educated. I have a degree, but I don't have my master's. So can I do it? And I could just pick myself to pieces. But the deal is in doing all that and listening to that imposter voice, like you say, all that happened was I just stood still. And I think it became more painful to stand still than to grow. And so whatever that imposter voice was, I guess the divine intervention drowned it out and said, hey, it hurts more to be still. So you need to let that go.
I love it. The paralysis by analysis is something that I'm definitely familiar with. I tend to overthink things a lot, and sometimes I just learn, you know what? The best way to learn is fail. And failure is, repeated failures are just steps to success. And so let me ask you though, so anybody who is aspiring to, take that next step, like you did with with Texas Real Estate Executives, anybody who is, wanting to take their career to the next level, and maybe they might be suffering from paralysis by analysis or imposter syndrome or whatever it is, what advice would you give them in terms of, just going forward in their career, what you've learned throughout your career and making that transition to become a broker owner?
I mean, it's pretty easy. I mean, take a shot of whiskey or a shot of sweet tea, whatever it is you need, and do it. You know what I mean? One of the two will get you through. But I think my advice to them really probably would be, how much unrest do you have right now? That's the word that I used to use to guide myself. Can you not sleep at night? Are your dreams waking you up? Are you, do you catch yourself longing for your dreams? If that's it, then, and that's true for you, then that means that your pain is too great to stay still and jump. Just jump.
Okay.
Because there is nothing, I don't know, I guess I was raised by a woman who came up in the Depression on a cotton farm and went and made something of herself, walked herself to school at a time when women couldn't go to school, and taught herself to drive, did all kinds of stuff. But I always think about her, and if she had given up, if she had done what everyone had said she needed to do and just stay home, be on the farm, cook, and, raise babies, then she never would have accomplished what she did in her life. And she was absolutely amazing. And I think probably part of why I jumped too, and other than the pain, is that I didn't want to let her down. And I felt like, if I never tried for what it is that I felt was already inside me, like that dream that I had, that I couldn't get it out of my head. If I didn't try for it, then I felt like I wouldn't be living up to the woman who basically raised me. So a little bit of guilt for you there, but that's always a good motivator.
Hey, motivating factors come in all different shapes and forms. So whatever it takes. I mean, there's no right form of motivation or wrong form of motivation as long as you're not hurting anybody else. So I absolutely love it. So so Heather, you had mentioned that becoming a broker owner with Texas Real Estate Executives has really been a blessing for your career and really helped you take your business to the next level. And I think that some of that is, self-explanatory, right? Because become a real estate agent to a broker owner, that's game-changing in itself in terms of, income and et cetera. But how is it, maybe expand upon that a little bit more, how has it been such a blessing for your career and allow you to really pursue your dreams or your passions as a real estate professional?
Well, I guess, as in anything, when you have the controlling decision or the authority to shape policies and procedures, you're a little bit more free to kind of pursue what you had in your mind as being the ideal brokerage. I think really, for me, what I saw is that there's, at least in my area, at least in the Longview area, there was such a chasm between where real estate is going and where real estate actually is here. I guess the best part of it is I have the freedom to expand to where real estate is going in the future, and for larger images, like, be it compensation, things that are offered. I mean, it just basically, the best thing for me is being able to operate on my philosophies, which is clarity and transparency. I mean, I don't know. It's just waking up every morning knowing that I'm going into a place where, nobody is I'm going to use the worst phrase ever, okay? So if you hate it, just take it out. But there's a phrase called, "Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining."
I'm sorry, I said the phrase.
And it's called, it's horrible. It's called, "Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining."
No, I don't think that's horrible. I think that's,
okay.
Hey, some of the most blunt truth needs to just be used in a metaphor.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's the best thing, and that's the biggest. I mean, if you want me to expand on it, that's been the most freeing aspect for me, and I'm hoping to create the same kind of environment for all of my agents. That, when you enter into this industry, at least in my area, you aren't caught up in all the periphery crap. I mean, we're here to help you, watch you grow, and then help you market towards heroes, market towards your clients, do whatever it is you're going to do. I just eliminated a lot of the drama on the back end, and so far it's proven to be really successful. But we've created a culture here of clarity and transparency, and it's just, I don't know, it's just been fulfilling, just really fulfilling to be able to do that.
That's awesome. And how many do you have? How many agents do you have at Texas Real Estate Executives?
I believe here we have, here in the office, I think in the Longview office, I think we have 36. 36. Yeah, we have a few broker associates as well. Mm-hmm.
And that's substantial for Longview. I mean, Longview is not so I did some research because I know how successful that area is for Homes for Heroes, and
yeah.
it's the population is what, like 100,000. So it's not a small town, but it's not like just for example, the Twin Cities metro area where I live, that's like 3 million people in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. So it's not, a big city, but it's not a small town. So that's a substantial team, and I mean, you're doing
It is.
high volume for, the population that you're living in.
Well, I mean, for our area, we just ran end of the year stats, and our company came in number 2.
Wow.
For the area under a major franchise that has been here for a long time, and that says a lot. 2 years in, right?
Absolutely.
So we have a lot of new boutique style brokerages that came in, and they just operate, on a smaller number. But we've done the most, other than the big name franchise, in dollar volume and agent retention, and we have the highest per agent volume. So I think we're doing okay.
Well, congratulations. That's awesome. I'd say
Thank
that's
you.
doing okay. Absolutely. So can we transition? I want to transition. I actually have other questions I want to ask you about your business because I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I keep coming up with more stuff, but Heather, you gotta just tell me to be quiet because I could pick your brain all day. But I want to talk to you about Success Camp. And Success Camp 2020, as we mentioned, is only 2 months away. I think it's 2 months away from just this past Monday. So it's coming up fast. And again, for anybody who's tuning into Real Talk with Homes for Heroes for the first time, we've been talking about Success Camp 2020 a lot. It's going to be in San Antonio, Texas, on the Riverwalk on March 12th and 13th. And I'm not going to go into too many details because I'll provide them in the description below this show episode. But you're going to be one of our speakers at Success Camp 2020. And I'm actually hoping, I'm crossing my fingers that I get to attend for several reasons, but I also really am interested to hear you speak and present on your topic, which is how to become a ninja marketer. So, first of all, how many times have you been to Success Camp 2020? Is this like your, you've been there multiple times, but this is you've also presented several times as well, correct?
I have. I think this is probably my, oh goodness, maybe my fifth or sixth one at least.
Fifth or
I
sixth
love
one?
these things. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What is your favorite thing about Success Camp that you've been to?
It's kind of hokey, but I like the warmth. Like, we're all there to learn and to give back, and nobody's there really in competition with each other. We're there to talk about the heroes and to talk about ways that we can make heroes' lives better. And, I've said this a million times, like, real estate can be really cold. Homes for Heroes brings a warmth that I think we should all experience in this profession so we don't get lost in some of the coldness. And when you get all of us together to learn and grow and to just talk about how Homes for Heroes has helped each other, I just think the energy, that is my favorite thing, just the energy. You can feel it in the room. I mean, people are there with pure intentions and good hearts, and it's wonderful.
So that being said, what part of Success Camp that you've been to in the past has had the biggest impact on your business, whether it just be your real estate business in general or Homes for Heroes? Like, because we always have speakers, we always have sessions where we, break out something, or we have panels from some of our most successful real estate specialists and mortgage specialists, which you've been on those panels before. But what have you taken back from Success Camp and has had the biggest impact on your business?
I think when I first started, versus where I'm now, it changed a little bit. But what I used to use Success Camp for is I would go and I would watch how unafraid people were. We talked about imposter syndrome earlier. And believe it or not, I used to be a very shy person years and years ago. And my husband will be like, a long time ago, that woman is gone. But she's long gone. But it helped me not be afraid to implement some of my ideas, because I know my ideas are outside of the box. But it helped give me confidence to believe in my ideas more when I would watch, the things that other people were doing. While it may not be the same thing that I would do, just watching their passion and how much they believed in it and how much they grew from implementing idea, I think it gave me the fuel I needed to do some of my own. And even as a broker, as it's evolved, when I've gone to Success Camp, my favorite part is just talking to the people and hearing their stories and hearing how they implement the program, because I don't know, everybody has a different take on it. And I think my biggest takeaways can be found in little moments like that. I love the speakers. I love what's presented. And I love Abby more than anything. I think she's just phenomenal. And
She
I
is
love
an
how
awesome person to work with.
Isn't she though? Oh God,
Yeah.
best shoe choices ever. Like, man, I watch for that. But I do think, she always drops so many good nuggets, and I come home with them. And I try to implement them in my business. But as a broker, one of my favorite things is just to go and watch and pick up little nuggets from conversations with other affiliates. And it can be something where they would think it was completely minute and dang, it doesn't matter, but it's something that will stick with me.
I love it. Well, we're definitely going to have a lot more opportunities with that in 2020, because we are bringing in Stefan Swanepoel, which is an industry leader, and he's going to be presenting. We're going to have breakout sessions on marketing topics. We're going to have great speakers presenting on specific topics like you, and you're going to be talking about how to become a ninja marketer. So I don't want you to give the gifts away right now on Real Talk with Homes for Heroes, although that might spike my audience, but I don't want to steal from Abby's thunder. So give a little bit of insight and background into what you'll be presenting at Success Camp 2020 and how it's going to just help anybody who is considering attending Success Camp 2020.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm coming with some tools in my little pink toolkit for everybody, so that they know, what it is you can do to kind of be a ninja marketer. But really what I want to kind of get across to everybody is, the marketing ideas that you're sold, that, all the stuff that's wrapped up in this pretty bow and ready for you to use to sell, it may not be what works for you. And there's so many things out there. I'm coming with tons of examples too, by the way. But there are so many things that you can do out there that will make you stand out, will make you look different. And guess what? They don't cost a lot of money, because at one time I was a beginning agent and I didn't have a huge advertising budget. Really didn't. Like, I did things for $25. I did things for $75. And I know you hear the whole adage all the time, it takes money to make money and you have to invest in your business. Well, I found if you're a struggling agent and you want to do something like this, you need some ideas that are free, or you need some ideas that are extremely cost efficient. And that's what I'm coming with.
So I'm going to ask you permission. Can I steal some of your ideas? Because I'm telling you, like, every idea that I use for, in terms of content or in terms of marketing, like, there's so many people that inspire me, and it's like, copying is the best form of flattery. And I love people who share their ideas. So I'm going to ask you, can I just steal some of your ideas and figure out how to apply them for Homes for Heroes?
Do it. Yes, do it.
Right.
Save some money. Do it too. I love it.
All right, I'm already stealing your a page out of your playbook for social media. So if you guys want to see what Seth is up to in 2020, it's basically going to replicate whatever Heather Hunter Kelly is doing. So, but hey, that's who better to follow and take ideas from. So again, if I'm really looking forward to you presenting at Success Camp 2020, and to our Homes for Heroes audience, if this is your first time tuning in and you haven't gotten your tickets to Success Camp 2020, I'm going to provide a link in the description below this episode, so make sure you go purchase your ticket to Success Camp 2020. We're going to have great presenters, great speakers there, just like Heather Hunter Kelly, and you're going to get so much great information to help you grow your business. So Heather, I appreciate you joining me on Real Talk with Homes for Heroes so much. You are so fun and easy to talk to, and I would love for you to come back sometime again in the future when you have time.
Well, absolutely. I would love to. And I hope you get to come to Success Camp. That would be wonderful.
I'm going to cross my fingers. And Bob,
Okay.
Bob, if you're tuning in, make that happen. So Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Real Talk with Homes for Heroes. If you're tuning in on YouTube, make sure that you go to the subscribe button down below and subscribe to Homes for Heroes on YouTube, and then hit the notification bell so every time we publish a new episode of Real Talk with Homes for Heroes or an episode of Digital Dive with Homes for Heroes, you get notified and you get some great marketing tips for the real estate industry. And if you're tuning in on your favorite podcast directory, make sure that you subscribe and provide us a rating and feedback. It will really help us reach a new audience that will find value in this content. So once again, thank you for tuning in to Real Talk with Homes for Heroes, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.